today is you don't have to try that hard. I got an Akashic reading not too long ago, and if you haven't had that done before, it's amazing. Highly recommend you try it. But yeah, during that reading, something that popped up was how to connect better with my guides, because I have a tendency to overthink things, right? And she walked me through this exercise that she referred to as powering up, in which all I had to do was visualize like roots extending from like my feet into the earth, and imagining the earth lending me energy, and then I would imagine like this golden light coming from the sun, the sky, kind of like Mother Earth and Father Sky kind of thing. Both of those energy coming to meet me in my body, right? And so when she walked me through that, she told me to do it on my own. I closed my eyes, and not even a nanosecond into visualizing the roots going into the earth from my body, she immediately was like, okay, you're doing great because I can feel your energy. Like, she was very receptive to it. And immediately in my head, I'm like, I ain't even really done nothing yet. Like, I barely got into my visualization before she was like, oh yeah, I feel that surge of energy going through you. And so that moment really opened my eyes to this notion that we don't have to try that hard. I think we have this tendency as humans that if we didn't do this big extravagant thing, if there wasn't this ritual, if we didn't work our asses off for it, then like it wasn't really an accomplishment, or we didn't really achieve the results that we wanted. I.e., in order to consider myself a spiritual person, I have to do all these full moon rituals and these spiritual baths and, light candles and meditate every day. And if I'm not doing all of those things, then I'm not doing the work of being spiritual. I'm not trying hard enough. I went to my friend's house yesterday. She has 2 kids. She's pregnant. She lives with her partner. She's got a lot on her plate. And after talking for a while, she looks at me and she's like, man, I really need to be more on top of my spiritual work. I need to do more spiritual stuff. And she didn't have to say it, but I know the reason she doesn't is because she's tired, right? Being a mom and all of that. And all I did was look at her and say, you don't have to try to do that which you already are. And we both kind of just had to sit in that for a minute, because it's like we have all these expectations and standards on ourselves all the time. It's the freaking crippling human condition, and we like to get around that by saying, oh, it's the ego, you're feeling all of this stuff because your ego needs to be killed and you're not supposed to want and all that stuff. And that's just not true. But I'm going off on a tangent. The point is if you never picked up another book, if you never meditated ever again, if you never reached out to your guides, if you never did another spiritual bath, if you never bought another crystal for the rest of your life, and you died at 80 not learning anything else, your whole entire lifetime would have still been a spiritual experience, because at the very basis of it all, you are a spiritual being that either, whatever your beliefs are, you came here to learn, you came here to grow, and so you experience that learning and that growth through other things besides the obvious spiritual stuff. There's spirituality in everything you do. You learn something when you go to work. You learn something through your friends, through your parents, through driving down the street. Those little tiny moments where you have those realizations, all of this is a spiritual experience. And so I say to you again, friend, that if you feel like you're not doing enough, it's okay, because you don't have to try. I was at my parents' house, and they have a guest room, right? And in that guest room, there was a bottle of vinegar. I had reoccurringly seen this vinegar and thought nothing of it. I just left it in there because I was like, I don't know, there's vinegar in the room. But the last time I went, for some reason, I was like, why is this vinegar in here? I'm gonna go put it in the kitchen. A little bit after that, my mom walks out and she's like, where did you find that vinegar? And I was like, oh, it was in the room. And she was like, I knew we had some vinegar. I had been looking for that vinegar for so long. I tell this story because it's easy to like look at that and just see it as a mundane experience. But I'm going to switch your perspective so you can understand how everything is spiritual. My mom does not like practice manifestation or anything like that. She just be big chillin'. She manifested finding that vinegar bottle, whether you want to believe it or not, because of I have seen that vinegar bottle in there so many times. But the when she decided, and however time frame that she knew there was vinegar and she wanted to find it, all of a sudden I had the idea or the thought to be like, you know what, I'm gonna bring this vinegar down to the kitchen. You don't have to try so hard, and I am very confident in saying that you can apply that thought process to almost all areas of your life. Will there be things that you have to put effort towards? Of course. If you're in school, be wanting to be a doctor or a lawyer or anything like that, it's going to take work. It's going to take hard work. There are going to be days where you don't want to do stuff and you have to push yourself. But beyond things like that, you don't always have to be trying hard in every aspect in your life. It's okay for things to naturally come to you, for things to be easy. So that's it. That's the word. I don't know who needed to hear that today, but hopefully it reached your ears. It was weighing heavily on my mind today. So thank you for being here. I hope y'all are having a lovely week, or at least finding peaceful moments during this crazy time we're living in. And I will see you in the next video.